Any man who can't tame his lust for women is a slave to his sexual desires. As natural as your masculine attraction to the opposite sex is, if you don't learn to control it, it will make a total mess of you. History is full of stories of extraordinary men who succumbed to lust and let it destroy their destinies. But you don't have to go down the same path. There are 6 things that can help you overcome your impulsive, lustful thoughts and actions. And if you practice them mindfully, they will set you free. 1. Build a mindset of abundance. There is no shortage of beautiful women in the world. In fact, there is an overabundance of good-looking women around you. Once you realize that you are surrounded by attractive women, you will see the ordinariness of every woman's beauty. No woman will look special in your eyes, and your lustfulness will die a slow, natural death. This change in perspective is crucial if you seriously want to get rid of your lust. Most men are thirsty because they focus on a tiny drop of water, so only a sense of abundance can help them see the ocean in front of them. Again, the physical attraction between a masculine man and a feminine woman is as natural as sunrise. In fact, when this attraction is absent, it raises questions about the nature of your masculinity. However, as with everything else in your life, you must deal with women consciously. If your eyes are constantly scanning your environment for the biggest breasts and butts, you will create a gigantic problem for yourself. Pathetic. Excessively lustful men are sick men. They've invited a parasite into their brain, and this pest will silently eat away at their goals till they have nothing left. This is the reality of men who have fed themselves the poison of lust and killed their dreams, mostly for unworthy women. Unacceptable. We all know those women who offer men nothing but their superficial looks. You can tell by the way they paint their faces like clowns and drown in their vanity. These are not the type of women a purposeful man wants to bring along on his journey, which is why you shouldn't pay them much attention. When it's time to have a woman in your life, you must find a valuable woman who brings more than her beauty and sex to the table. And a mindset of abundance will let you see beyond the facade. 2. Replace sexual seeking activities with self-improvement behaviors. It's unfortunate how many men abuse their brains. They've reduced this wonderful tool to a helpless sex robot as they spend their days in a fantasy world, undressing every woman and taking them to bed in their minds. Some even go as far as becoming mere sex-seeking animals that only use their time to chase women. Disgraceful. As a result, their inability to control their lust makes their life meaningless. But this doesn't have to be the case. One effective way to conquer lust is to reconnect with your masculine essence by investing your time wisely. Lustful thoughts occupy the minds of idle men, but when you're constantly moving, you won't have any time to think about women. A masculine man's first wife is his purpose. When you're married to your dreams, everything else, including women and sex, becomes secondary. Spend your day exercising, reading, working, and engaging in activities that elevate your masculinity. If you use your time right, during the day you will be too focused to look at women, and at night, you will be too tired to fap or do anything counterproductive. The more you achieve in your day, the more you feel like a man in control of his life, and the less you fall victim to your weaknesses. You will get to a point where you'll feel so strong that no woman will be too good for you. At that point, you'd have transcended your weaknesses by focusing on yourself. One belief you must take with you on this quest to defeat lust is that no man is too weak to overcome lust. Yes, it's a product of your biology, but more than that, your extreme focus on sex has made you a slave to your desires, and this is what you must correct. 3. Seek pleasures outside of women. There are simps among men who believe they can only find happiness in the hands of women, but nothing is farther from the truth. You shouldn't put your happiness in any woman's hand unless you wish to be controlled and disappointed. The men who do this are empty. They are simply not involved in their life enough to find excitement outside a woman's body. And because they are always seeking women, they can't experience flow. The flow state is essential for your productivity, but you deny yourself the opportunity for optimal performance with an unfocused mind. Take a walk in nature, fix something, or learn a new skill. There are several ways to experience pleasure outside of sex, and you have to explore them. If you don't unlock your mind from its sexual cell, you'll live a joyless life. You won't even think of women as a priority, much less seek them out when you're truly living. And when you eventually decide to bring a woman into your life, it will be because you know she will add to the quality of your life. You don't bring a woman into your world and put her at the center. That's a common error of simps. Women can tell from the way simps look at them that those men have no mind or life of their own. And gold diggers like that, especially when he's rich. They will accept his proposal and weaponize his naivete against him. And the last thing you want to be is the dog of a valueless woman. Unacceptable. 4. Stop your exposure to online sexual content. One of the greatest sources of the troubles of modern men is pornography. It's everywhere, and it's killing the masculine potential of young men. Porn sites, with their endless material and variety, have become an ever-present window to sexual pleasure. So men take the liberty to fap whenever and wherever they can. There are even men who are so far gone that they masturbate in their workplace. The entire situation is shameful, pathetic. However, the real evil here is overindulgence. As with everything else, capitalism has created a world of sexually overstimulated men. And because this habit starts with an undiscerning young boy, it's easy to get lost in it. Still, it's never too late for men to save themselves. Make yourself conscious with everything porn takes away from you. Think of all the productive hours you'll regain when you let go of this habit, and you'll see yourself giving it up. But don't try anything drastic because you'll fail. You're dealing with a habit tied to a primal hunger, so don't expect it to just vanish. Go one step at a time. Firstly, map out your triggers. It's probably seeing sexy pictures of women on social media, or a half-clad woman on the street or on screen. Whichever is the case, learn to scroll past them, look away, or stop following their account and block them altogether. The trick is to keep your goal in sight. When you know how it starts, you can do this next thing to end it. 5. Redesign your life. The ubiquity of porn is a direct attack on your masculinity because it weakens your ability to control your sexual desires. Therefore, a lifestyle change is a crucial step for modern men to win this war waged against them. Think of how noble men in medieval times overcame their lusts. Women of those times mostly covered themselves with sheer clothing. Yet, these men had the decency to look away and pursue their goals. This was simply because they knew there was a time for everything. They separated their needs from their wants and lived with purpose. This is what you also must do. Sex should never be a pressing need for men, but we've seen a rise in the number of sexually irresponsible men because of porn culture. To change your life, you must destroy the sources of your problems through conscious effort. For instance, you can leave your smartphone in the sitting room or kitchen cupboard when you don't need it. Keep it at a distance, especially from your bed, as they are the two ingredients that initiate the act. And when you're alone and feel the urge to fap, immediately move to a public space. Slowly, your brain will get the message, and with time, you'll weaken your insatiable sexual appetite. Remember, porn won't make you a confident man. You're literally wasting your seed and life force into a napkin. Rather, it makes you less of a man and more of an animal. And don't expect any quick fixes because this is, in fact, a global pandemic. But with an unwavering focus and a conscious attitude, you'll phase it out and take back your life. 6. Have plain conversations with women. Most men can't stop looking at women because they only see them as sexual objects. They forget that women also have brains and are actual human beings. When you talk to a woman, simply look past all her sexiness and avoid sex talk or references in your conversations. This will build your confidence to ignore your lust for women, and you'll begin to see beyond the mounds of flesh over which men lose their minds. This can be tricky, because most men's minds are already blocked by their sexual desires. However, you have to take a single-minded approach to it. Say you have to discuss business with a female executive. If you have prepared your mind for a business conversation, no matter how attractive she is, you'll have that conversation flawlessly because you're not interested in getting intimate with her. As a plus, this is also a good way to discover a woman of value because a lot of bimbos cover their intellectual dullness and lack of personality behind their beauty. If you start treating attractive women like any other person, you'll begin to see a change in your body language towards them. Your power will blow their minds because women see men's self-control as a virtue, and you can revel in the knowledge that you have conquered your lust. Uncontrolled lust is a trait of weak-minded simps that you must delete from your nature. But rewiring your brain won't be easy. It will take gradual and conscious efforts to learn to control your desires and reclaim your mind from lust.